What up, everybody? Just got back from watching Scarface in the theater for the 40th year anniversary. Technically, the 40-year anniversary isn't till December, but whatever. That's when the movie originally came out. Maybe this was the only time they could get it in the theaters. I did see this movie for the first time like 6 years, 5, 6 years ago. I think I could be wrong, but it feels that long ago. So fresh eyes. There was a couple of scenes I remembered. I remember how it ended. Kind of wish I didn't because it would have left more of an impact this time. But I think I understood it a lot more than I did the first time. The first time I watched it, I was just expecting something like just more of like an actual. Don't get me wrong, it is a mafia movie, but after watching it this time, I appreciate it a lot more, and I think it's more of a character study, and just I know Tony Montana wasn't a real gangster, but it is based off Al Capone, so kind of kind of just a character study of how crazy the drug game can be and what a person will do, like how far they will go to just get what they want, and don't bite the hand that feeds you kind of thing. Don't get high on your own supply, just like they say in the movie. But yeah, watching it with fresh eyes was really nice. It's funny because when I was growing up, my uncle gave me the game, and I played the game before I watched the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, obviously there's going to be spoilers. But in the game on the PS2, by the way, it's so fun. It takes place after the movie, and it's kind of like a what if scenario if Tony Montana did survive. So the first level of the game starts off with him just killing everyone that killed him in the movie. It's really cool, and then it goes on from there, and you actually take over all of LA. So anyone that watches this movie and thinks to themselves, I wish I got to like see more Tony, taking over the territory. The game gives you all of that. You can actually do drug deals. I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying what you can do. Like you can't do that shit in any of the GTA games. Here, it's really in depth. It's fucking crazy. I'm surprised they got away with it. But yeah, I'm gonna do a review of the game. I'm gonna start playing it soon. I'm playing RoboCop on the PS5, but after I beat that, I'm going to be playing Scarface. I can't wait to beat it because I haven't beaten it. It does get hard. But on to the movie. I'm getting sidetracked here. I think this movie is basically a masterpiece. Everything I love about just film in general is in this movie. Visual style, cinematography, the score, and most importantly, the characters and our main character, because you can have a really good movie with a main character and have all the side characters be kind of shit, but here all the side characters do play a good part in the story. Obviously, I found the girlfriend annoying, but that was her role, so she did a good job at doing that. But like all Tony's friends, everything, everyone, every scene in this movie matters to the story. It matters to the character development of him, and that's what I enjoyed most. Don't get me wrong, I fucking enjoyed the badass moments, but I just love the moments of Tony just spitting facts and just talking about the system and politics and just how life is, and him describing who he is, and you really do agree with him. And then like there's so many scenes in here where I'm like, yeah, like if it came down to that, I would do that particular thing. And then there's scenes in here where like I would not fucking do that. I would not, like him going after um his boss's girlfriend just right in front of him, no fucks given. Obviously, it's so awesome to watch because this dude does not give a fuck. But like, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, I do care about this guy, but goddamn, like, he pulls some sneaky shit. But at the end of the day, he is a man, and he is what a resemblance of a man should be, having balls and staying to your word, and not ever fucking over anybody. That's what the overall meaning of this movie kind of meant to me. And he says it a couple of times, and it's really just so well delivered. It's perfect. Obviously, Al Pacino is the perfect choice for this role. I wouldn't mind, like, I don't want to see a remake, but like back in the day, like, I'm kind of curious if they had any other actors they thought of taking that role. I'm sure they did, but God, the like my favorite aspects of this movie is just watching it scene by scene and just seeing how he grows over time as a character, even though it's a criminal, but just some of the shit that he goes through and how Al Pacino, I always call him Tony Montana, how Al Pacino actually like just brought this in. It's kind of hard to explain, but every scene he's just getting more and more aggressive and just more pissed off and just more not thinking of like the bigger picture. He's not really listening to anyone around him, and he's kind of just there in the moment, but he's not listening to anyone, and he's just saying his shit, what he thinks. He's a pretty selfish person, if you ask me. But like I said, the best parts are just analyzing this movie scene by scene and watching him go from, he was killing people, but he didn't seem like a complete like he would do other things like a savage, and he does, but it just takes you on this journey with him of the character development, and that's what really pulled me in. Obviously the action is great, but this scene by scene of him just getting more angry and just dealing with everything, and how he just, you think he isn't going to get any worse, and he does, and it's just crazy how they do it. Great, like, all the scenes, like I said, all of them matter in the movie. I don't think you should take anything out of this movie. I think it's perfect. I think the ending is awesome, too. I think it's a perfect ending. I love how it ends. It's not like Nightmare on Elm Street, where it fucking ends, and you're like, yes, that is a perfect fucking ending. And then there's a scene after it that completely ruins the rest of the movie, and just so they can make a sequel. When I watch Nightmare on Elm Street next Halloween, I'm going to watch it where I fucking want it to end, and I'm shutting it off. I'm not watching the next one. I'm not watching all the other Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And I'm not watching the next scene. That movie ends in that fucking bedroom. That's where it ends, to me. But yeah, this has a perfect ending. It doesn't have an extra scene that like ruins it or tries to make another movie. It's just a standalone. Nobody's fucked with it. Nobody's touched it. And I kind of don't want them to, as much as I would like to see someone else try to do it. Obviously, it won't be as good. And for a movie that came out in the 80s, god fucking damn, guys, it's awesome. The action is great. I wish I could take a fucking time machine back to the 80s just to like be in their movie theater and watch these movies. The blood isn't like the blood we have now. It's so much better. Scarface isn't the only 80s movie I've seen. I've seen a lot, especially Goodfellas. But the gun effects are awesome. Just the sound effects in general. The ending fight when Tony shoots at the grenade launcher and just blows everything up. It looks so good, especially on the big screen. For a movie that came out that long ago, this is terrific how well it's held up. And if there is a 4K, I'm definitely going to buy it and review it. So yeah, it's pretty much my review of the movie. The only negative I had was it would have been cool to see like a bit more of Tony. Like, the movie is pretty long, but I would not have minded like an extra 20 minutes, half hour of like Tony being in the middle portion of the movie, just taking over a bit more territory, because that's what he was going to do. And then he dies. Pretty much, though, a perfect movie without any flaws. Something that holds up. And if you're into these kind of movies, I think you would really like it. I'm sure you guys have seen it by now, but if you haven't, just give it a chance. Al Pacino, man. Like I said, this movie is just also, like, I don't know if it's intentional, but this movie is just fucking hilarious. I cannot stop laughing. Definitely at parts when I knew I wasn't supposed to be laughing, but his dialogue was so fucking, just how he says fuck and how many times he says it. So many iconic, funny fucking lines. So many memes. It just didn't ruin the movie for me. I just laughed and enjoyed it even more. But this is a one of a kind movie that we're definitely never gonna get again. If you haven't played the game, you should definitely go play that. It is hiking up in price though, so get your hands on it when you can. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.